I'm all right. Hell no. Joaquin said dominate, and we not doing it.
Steer from the 3. Streaks across the 30. He might be gone.
It's up. Gaston to the right. Oh,
they got blockers. They got blockers. They've got a lane.
Into the end zone. Touchdown, Miami. Darrell Langham with the grab.
Stars intercepted. Look out. Trajan Bandy, the true freshman. We got the truth again.
Because when the U is on and the U brings it, there's nothing like it. We got to get this. And it's going to take everybody.
What's up, Canes fans? Welcome to another episode of the Miami Knights podcast. It's Joe here going solo on this NC State prep show. It's Thursday. You know what that means. It means it's time to dive into our opponent, do a little recap of what happened this week, get ready for Saturday. Really excited for this game on Saturday. I think Canes fans have a lot of optimism now. There's been a little bit of a change in tone, a little bit of a change in the overall vibe, kind of like a change that's been in the air. I know a lot of us experienced a cold front this week, so hope you enjoyed the change in weather. I'm up here in New York City, and it is fully festive, getting ready for the big Thanksgiving holiday and then on to Christmas. But we got more important things to think about. That's Miami Hurricanes football, okay? Let's first dive into, let's do a little homework recap of what happened this week starting Monday with Mario Cristobal's press conference, some just nuggets and notes from that. Let's see. Upshaw and Pringle, Mario Cristobal said that Upshaw and Pringle prior to this game, they've been kind of splitting reps with the normal offense and the scout team. So he said they would literally take reps of the scout team, run across the practice field, take reps of the normal offense, run back, go scout, do scout team. So just really kind of just speaks volumes to what these guys have done to prepare to put themselves in a position to make plays on the biggest stage. So very happy for them. Would love to just continue to see our freshmen ball out the way they are. Mario said that the team's energy and urgency makes it evident that they know where they stand in the college football playoff race. So I know a lot of coaches say they don't even listen to it. They don't care. Everybody knows that these guys, they watch these ranking shows the same way that we do. So he said that, yeah, they're aware. There is that sense of urgency. They know exactly where they stand and what they need to do to get it to the playoffs. So interesting to hear him say that. It's not interesting, but it was nice for him to. He didn't give the old answer of, "Oh, we don't even check it." It's like, well, we know that's a lie. I would say, yeah, another note I had from this and a thought I had is that it is awesome. Just from his press conference, he talked a lot about player development, and it is very nice and refreshing to have a coach in 2025 that preaches and practices player development the way Mario Cristobal does. It's not that he doesn't use the portal like Dabo Swinney, but he doesn't rely on it like Mike Norvell. Mario Cristobal, he's striking a great balance in between using the portal to plug and play areas of need going into the next season, but all the while developing those recruits that you're bringing in. He's bringing in top 10 recruiting classes every single year. We're lining up for a nice one again, seeing those players develop and then plugging and playing portal players to build a championship caliber team. It's nice to see. Mario Cristobal says NC State is a top 5 team and plays at 50-plus yards. So the key will be to limit their explosive plays. We'll get a little more into that NC State offense in just a second here. He talked about having a good sideline energy and the team celebrating together is huge. We saw that after the trick play, Tony to Beck. We saw that the way that energized the team, and it was kind of off to the races at that point. Team was looking sleepy, lethargic, low energy. And then that play, boom, lit it up. Team was smiling, laughing, off we went. And then he spoke about how this is his first class that he brought in as the head coach at the University of Miami. This is their senior day. So the full class getting to be seniors should be a pretty special moment for him. Okay, on to Tuesday. the infamous Mario Cristobal Show starring Don Bailey Jr. and Joe Zagacki. Some notes from this. 0 congratulations from Coach to Joe Zagacki for making Iron Arrow. It would have been a nice little moment for old Mario Cristobal to throw Joe Zagacki a bone. I mean, it would have made Joe Zagacki's life if Cristobal looked him in the eye and said, congrats on making Iron Arrow. It didn't happen, probably because Mario Cristobal has no idea that even happened. But I'm sure Joe Zagacki is going to be wearing that Iron Arrow sweater for a long, long time. Probably wears it to sleep every night. Just the sweater, mind you, if you want that visual for your listening pleasure. Malachi Tony is good to go after getting banged up. I think this was one that Jimmy said. Maybe I said we were cursed. No, I think it might have been a quick we're cursed from Jimmy when Malachi Tony went out of the game. He's quick to throw in that we're cursed. But no, Malachi Tony's all good. It was just a little knee-to-knee contact, probably a nice little bruise he's got there, but he'll be good to go for NC State. Coach thinks that NC State is the hottest offense in the country right now. That could be hyperbole, but they definitely do have an explosive offense. We'll get more into that in a second, but he's not too far off there. He says that they're a top 20 offense in almost every category. That's not true. They are top 20 in explosive plays, 50 yards and up, and red zone offense, but overall, most categories, they're not top 20, but they are, hovering in that top 30 range. They are a good offense. They have very good red zone offense and red zone defense, so it's going to be key, the efficiency in the red zone on both sides. Last notes here from the Mario Cristobal Show starring Joe Zagacki and Don Bailey Jr. Mario closing in on a top 10 recruiting class, but he says more importantly, and quote, they are the right kind of guys. I think this is key and something that differentiates Mario Cristobal from the other recruiters out there is not only does this guy have the ability to bring in top-rated recruits, but they're usually the right fit culture-wise and kind of a guy like Malachi Tony, you could say, that he's bringing in. So there might be higher-ranked players ahead of them in certain positions, but they're very specific on the kind of player they're looking for. They take, grades seriously, work ethic, how do they treat people around them. There's a lot that they take into consideration when recruiting these guys before giving them that offer, and we're starting to see it pay dividends on the team that not only are we getting really good players, we're getting really good people. You'll love to see it. That's the Mario CEO talking there. He's building that culture. It's a good culture. And last note here, NC State coming off a bye week. Yay. We love playing teams coming off bye weeks that are fully rested and have had multiple weeks to build their playbook. That's going to be very specific. We'll see. Sorry, just getting some notes from the Miami Knights gang texting me. Would be nice if they actually joined the show. Okay. Let's see here. We've got Wednesday notes. So, before we get into that, college football playoff rankings came out. Before we get into kind of NC State specific notes, Miami ranked number 15 in the recent playoff rankings. I'm not going to get fully into it here. We'll wait for post NC State, and then on our main show on Monday when that drops, we'll talk more about the rankings, where Miami stands, what they need to do. But here's the deal: we've got a shot. We have a shot. 18 last week, 15 this week. There's some stuff that needs to happen ahead of us, but I feel good about where we stand. I think. The Texas ranking to me is a little bit ridiculous. How the big gap between us and Notre Dame's a little bit ridiculous. Vanderbilt still being ranked ahead of us is a little bit ridiculous. I highly suggest you check out David Hale's article about the college football playoff anger index and why Miami fans should still be angry about where Miami sits in the rankings. It's a very good write-up, but I think the fact of the matter is win out and you give yourself a really good chance. Heck, there's still a chance. There's still a path to this ACC championship. It's not that crazy. It's a little crazy. It's not that crazy, but there's a path. But Miami sits at number 15 right now. Right now, they're projected to make the playoffs because the highest ranked ACC team, highest ranked or the ACC champion makes it, and so they're just predicting Miami being the highest ranked team right now will win the ACC championship. They're not taking into consideration the fact that we're probably not even going to play for the ACC championship as far as these rankings goes, but it is what it is. We'll see. They're definitely watching the game, so just got to continue to pass that eye test. We got to put up big numbers against NC State. More importantly, though, we just got to win. So that's what we got looking for us here. NC State, 3:30 p.m. ESPN. It is senior day. I mentioned that this is Mario's first class that will now be graduating in our seniors. A list of the seniors that will be walking on senior day. Keontae Scott, Akeem Mesidor, C.J. Daniels, Carson Beck, Jadeus Richard, Wesley Besainth, Carter Davis, the Irish Killer, Markel Bell, Inez Cooper, Alex Bauman, Keelan Marion, Chuck Brantley, Jalen Alderman, Isaiah Taylor, Chase Smith, Andrew Cohen, James Brockermeyer, Michael Donovan, Ryan Rodriguez, Jacoby Thomas, David Blay, Tony Johnson, and Bert Auburn. Hope Bert gets a few kicks in there before he graduates, before we send him off into the real world. So those are the list of the guys. A lot of big names that will be departing this program. So let's see if we can end on a good note, win these last 3 games, make the playoff, maybe go on a little run, send these guys out the right way. But let's just take care of NC State on Saturday, yeah? This NC State team, folks, is 5-4, losers of their last 4 out of 6 after starting the season 3-0. So they've had a very up and down season. There's been some turmoil there, but they are coming off, of course, they're coming off their biggest win of the season, beating Georgia Tech, and now they had a bye week after that. So if they are, like Cristobal said, they're playing hot, and we're getting them at probably the worst time you could play them, but that's just the way that the dominoes fall. So that's what we're dealing with here. They are trying to become bowl eligible, so they need one more win to become bowl eligible, and they're also not mathematically eliminated from the ACC championship. So this is a team that there is a lot they are playing for right now. So we're going to get everything they got, including everything that C.J. Bailey has, their sophomore quarterback out of Chaminade High School. For those of you that haven't been following, Miami wasn't really recruiting him much at all. He put up big numbers at Chaminade. Miami really wasn't recruiting him until the last month of the recruiting season. Apologize if you hear my cat meowing in the background. Miami really wasn't recruiting him. They offered him in the last month of the recruiting season, but by that point he had already made the decision to go to NC State. So I don't know if there was a slight there, but he's definitely playing with a chip on his shoulder. He's playing against his in front of a lot of family and friends. He's back in his hometown, and this is a chance. We didn't play them last year, so this is a chance for C.J. Bailey to show Miami what they're missing. It's also a chance for Miami to do a little recruiting on the transfer portal side. See if we want to bring in old C.J. Bailey. Probably not. It's definitely, the smoke is there for Lenore Sellers, but I think we're going to get a really good game out of C.J. Bailey. He's going to be playing with a lot of energy, a lot of fight, a lot of heart, so it's just something to look out for. Another thing to look out for with this game. This NC State team, it really starts and ends with their offense, who is led by, who we just talked about, C.J. Bailey. He started 8 games last year as a true freshman, after their quarterback went down with injury, and he ranked number 2 in passing yards all time by a freshman at NC State, falling just behind Phillip Rivers. So even beat old Russell Wilson's numbers, fell just behind Phillip Rivers in that ranking. He's had a bit of an up and down season, but overall he's put up really good numbers. He's coming off of a 340-yard, 3-touchdown performance against Georgia Tech. His numbers really, when you put them side by side with Carson Beck, they're pretty similar. Bailey's is performing at a little bit of a higher level, actually, than Carson Beck, but both of them over 70% completion percentage, which is something we're not talking enough about, I don't think, with Carson Beck, is that the completion percentage numbers are extremely good. I mean, over 70%. I think he's at 72 maybe. So both of them are right there. But yeah, Bailey's got an edge with touchdowns. Similar QBRs. I mean, they're both playing good football. Same thing with both of them is that their interceptions, Bailey's had 7 on the year, Carson Beck 9, and both of those guys' interceptions have come in like clumps. They've played clean games, and then they've played some pretty bad games as far as the turnover ratio goes. So, yeah, it was just interesting to see their percentage numbers side by side. CJ Bailey, there's this thought that he runs a lot. He really doesn't run a lot. His rush numbers aren't very impressive, but he is mobile. He is athletic. So he's very elusive in the pocket, but he's looking to throw the ball. I almost think of it similar to like a Cam Ward type thing. Hard to take him down, but he's not going to just take off running. And there's not tons of plays drawn up for him specific to run, but he's definitely got that mobility, so something to look out for. They are a throw-first offense, but they do have some talented running backs, starting with Hollywood Smothers. What a name. Hollywood Smothers, who he's had a couple 100-plus yard games, one specifically against Duke. He missed the Georgia Tech game, though. Undisclosed injury. He was like a last-second scratch for that game. I haven't seen an update on his status for this game, but coming off of a bye week, perfect time for him to get healthy, of course. So they don't run the ball extremely effectively, but this guy is good. He is talented, so something to look out for there. Their receiving core led by Terrell Anderson. He's their big play guy. This offense lives and dies by the big play. Like we said, I think they are number 2 something in plays 50-plus yards, so they are looking for the big explosive play. So that's going to be a key for our defense to limit that big explosive play. Where they've struggled offensively, Dave Doran said that this is, by the way, this is Dave Doran's 13th season? Is that right? 13th season at NC State? My goodness. You don't see that too much anymore. I guess, very interesting. He said that this is their deepest offensive line they've had. The offensive line has struggled. They have started a true freshman at right guard a few games. There's been a lot of plug and play. They've struggled to find the consistent starting 5 that can propel them to reach new heights there. I think this is a game like every game. Our defensive line, I think, will be able to eat this game, really be able to disrupt CJ Bailey, because this offensive line has struggled. They have. And then why you're like, well, okay, this offense sounds pretty good. Why is NC State 5-4 and losers are 4 of the last 6? The defense is not good. The defense is bad. They rank bottom of the country in most categories. In NC State's win last week, 2 weeks ago, against Georgia Tech had 559 yards against them. Haynes King threw for 408 yards. This is a bad defense. This is where Miami, we're going to learn a lot about what can Miami win the next 3? Can Miami make the college football playoff? What the committee is going to think, because we should be able to put up some impressive offensive numbers. This is a big, big game for Dawson. This is a game the college football playoff committee has looked you in the eye and said, you still got a chance. This is it. It's all in front of us. And Dawson has to put up big numbers, and we got to handle this team. All right? We are about 14-point favorites. I'm not sure exactly what the most recent spread was on that. We got to win this game by 2+ touchdowns. We got to put up good offensive numbers. We got to make it look convincing. I mean, that's the only way to put it. This is not a good defense NC State has. I don't want to be in a shootout with them. I think our defense can step up. They've been playing great all season. I have seen troubling news today, injury rumors about Keontae Scott, that he got hurt in practice on Monday and could be out for the season. These are just rumors. I haven't been able to verify anything. It's just a bunch of posts and message boards. This is by the time I'm recording this. I know this is dropping Thursday a.m., but as I'm saying this, it is Wednesday p.m. That would be a huge loss for us, obviously. We're talking about a Thorpe Award finalist, most likely. And if we don't have him, then the shootout word could come into play, and our offense does not do well in a shootout. So fingers crossed there. If our defense gets some stops and offense can move the ball efficiently, we should be able to handle this team no problem. Last time we played them was 2023. Carson Beck. Tyler Van Dyke threw 3 interceptions. We didn't score a single touchdown, lost 20-6. Hoping for a little better here, okay? Hoping for a little better. Let us take a quick look around the league as we close out here, because it is scoreboard watching season. Like we said, the college football playoff has us at number 15 in the country. So we need to look around the league and see what kind of help we need. It's not as much help as we previously thought. Teams have already taken care of business for us. So let me take a look here. All right, I'm going down the list of games to watch. Let's see. Clemson, Louisville. So if we want the slim chance we have of making the ACC championship, we need Louisville out of the picture. So go Tigers, go Dabo. Minnesota at Oregon, also Friday night. Whoo, baby. That would be cool if Minnesota could find a way. It's not going to happen, but Oregon's 25.5-point favorites, but how fun would that be? Wisconsin at Indiana. Wisconsin just had their a win against a ranked team last week, beat Washington, so maybe Wisconsin's on the little upset train. Could they beat Indiana? That'd be sweet. South Carolina at Texas A&M. Let's go, Gamecocks. Come on. They've been in it these games. They know how to upset teams. Texas A&M, 19.5-point favorites. Yikes. Big one here. Notre Dame at Pitt. Would be huge for us if Pitt can find a way to knock out Notre Dame. It's looking more and more likely that the committee wants Notre Dame in over Miami. They're not going to give us that head-to-head nod. So we need Notre Dame out of the picture. Then that would make the game against Pitt an even bigger game, even bigger ranked matchup for us, would improve our strength of schedule even more. So let's go Pitt. Although Pat Narduzzi has already said that he doesn't care if they lose 100-10 in that game because it's not an ACC game. So shame on you, Pat Narduzzi. Have some pride. So I don't feel good about this game because Pitt seems like they're already laying down. Michigan at Northwestern. I don't like how Michigan's creeping up in this college football playoff. I don't like it at all, but Northwestern winning that would be sweet. USF at Navy. We need USF to keep on winning. So let's go USF there. We go down the list. Here we go. We're going down the list. Oklahoma at Alabama. We need Bama to win. We need all of these fringe teams out of the picture. So 11th ranked Oklahoma, need them out. Let's go Bama. Roll Tide. UCF at Texas Tech. UCF, my alma mater. Can they get the big upset and knock off Texas Tech? Would be huge for Miami. Georgia Tech at Boston College. BC has no chance, but that would be big if they could find a way to win that. Iowa at USC. This is a weird one because Iowa only dropped one spot in the rankings after losing to Oregon. I don't like them hanging out there. I also don't like USC hanging out there. This is kind of a win-win or a lose-lose for us. Whatever. Don't care. Someone's going to lose, and it's going to help somebody. Virginia at Duke. Weird one here, too. For our at-large chance, the best chance for us to be an at-large bid is actually for Duke to win the ACC because there's a chance they wouldn't even be ranked high enough to be a top 5, to be one of the 5 conference teams ranked to go in. I butchered how I said that, but you know what I'm saying. I want Duke to win this. Knock off Virginia completely. This also helps our path, the slim path we have to the ACC championship. And we finalize this list. I think that might be it. Florida at Ole Miss. Let's go Gators. Ole Miss, another fringe SEC team, as they want 6 or 7 teams in this playoff. Makes me sick. Utah at Baylor. Go Baylor. Need that fringe Utah team out of there. They're at 13. UCLA at Ohio State. Good God. That could get ugly. Texas at Georgia. Need Georgia. Texas, another fringe SEC team. Ridiculous that they're even at 10. Need Georgia to win that. And yeah, that's really it. TCU at BYU. Would be nice to see TCU win that. That's a 10:15 kickoff. I will get those updates in the morning. All right, folks, there you have it. That is our preview show, our NC State prep show we got for you this week. Hope everyone has a great Thursday. going into Friday. Have a great weekend. I will be at Hard Rock Stadium holding it down, Section 343. Come say hello. Would love to see you there. And yeah, let's just keep winning, and I think the rest is going to take care of itself. But let's just take care of NC State. It's a big one, and we need a big game. All right? I hope everyone enjoys it. Have a great weekend. And yeah, go Canes.